Hello and welcome to my channel, The Mindful Knitter. This is going to be a haul video. I recently got back from visiting my friend in Wisconsin, and I did visit the most delightful of yarn shops while I was there. It was like a magical fairyland. So I wanted to share with you guys my haul from that. If you are new to this channel, I post podcast episodes almost weekly, I guess at this point. Fairly new channel. It's only been like a month. But so far, I post on Sunday or Monday most of the time. And it's usually like a podcast episode where I chat about yarn, what I'm working on, upcoming projects, acquisitions, like new yarny knitty type things that I've gotten recently, or crochet or weaving or yarn related stuff, and then sometimes other things like coffee or painting or dance or I don't know, all sorts of other things. And then of course we'd usually talk about mindfulness too, but today we're not talking about tons of mindfulness. Today we're talking about all the stuff that I got which is really exciting. This is my first like real yarn haul that I have ever done. So I've gone to yarn shops with my mom a couple of times, and she has, told me like be free, pick out your birthday, or Christmas, whatever time of year it is, presents. Be free, little bird, go get yarn. So that's, the closest I've ever had to yarn hauls before, which I feel like probably do still count, but I'm not purchasing it, so it doesn't feel the same. This I purchased. Oh, I purchased the crap out of this stuff. So anyway, if you're new, welcome and hello. If you're not new and you've been following along, I went to Wisconsin, and we're probably anticipating I'd have a haul video. So welcome all, and let's get into all of the beauty that I have acquired over the last week. I'm so excited to share it with you. So I was in Madison, Wisconsin, visiting my best friend, and we had an awesome time. But if you want to know more about that trip, and if you want to know more about the yarn shop, check out my vlog that will be coming up soon. Hopefully this week, or it might be next Sunday or Monday. So it might be a week from now, from when this video is going up. But I'm going to be posting that vlog. I just need to edit it. I took a lot of video footage while I was in Wisconsin, so I have to put all of that together, edit it in a cohesive kind of way so that it's watchable. But I will have that up for you guys shortly. So be on the lookout for that if you're interested in knowing more about that trip. Or if you're watching this in the future, go back and look at my vlog video. It is probably already up. But I was in Madison, Wisconsin visiting with her, and I was looking up the local yarn shops to visit while we were there, and we found a few that looked really good, but only one of them had hours that we were able to make, because we were both working while I was there. So there was only one that had shop hours that we could actually get to, and oh boy, do I feel blessed that this was the one that we were able to get to. I spent hours there and we went back twice. We went there on Saturday, I think, and then we went back on Friday, because I needed to go back, and we spent quite a while there. You'll see in the vlog, footage of the shop, but it was actually a shop/cafe with delicious drinks, and delightful pastries, quiche, lunch items. It was so good. And they had a bunch of gluten-free stuff too. So if you need gluten-free, they had a very delicious gluten-free quiche. They do different ones. One I think has an almond crust. Another one has a hash brown crust. So it's like a potato crust, but it's like crispy and like delicious. I recommend. So it's in, it's not in Madison actually, it's in Verona. So I was in Madison, but Verona is like right next to Madison. It was 1 minute away. So the shop is called the Sows Ear, which is cute. I purchased a bag while I was there. It's full of my gubbins, as you can see. But yeah, called the Sows Ear. So cute. How cute is this bag? And it's actually a really great bag. It has pockets in it, multiple pockets. One of them is a very thoughtful pocket along this side that's like deep, like goes to like here. So you can probably put some needles in there, honestly. Yeah, this is a great bag. And it's full of stuff that we're gonna get into. I'm so excited. So let's just get into it, shall we? All right, it's hard to know where to begin, so I'm just gonna go for it. I kind of just shoved all this in here, so it's not really in any kind of organized format at all. But yes, so the Sows Ear is where we went. It's where I got all this beauty, and I also ate lunch there. It was really good. So first step in my haul is this beautiful sock yarn. I'd never heard of this brand before, or this company before. It's soft and nice. Yeah, it's pretty soft and nice. And it was in their 40% off sale bin. So that's delightful. But yeah, it's the Lana Mia Merino sock wool. It says 1 for 2. I don't know what the 1 for 2 means. Maybe it's 1 skein for 2 socks. I don't know. But the so Tuscany. So it's Italian. So Lana Mia. Jeffrida? No, Jedifra. Probably Jedifra. I do not fluently speak Italian, so I know I mentioned in a previous video that I lived very briefly in Italy. I was studying abroad, and I spoke some Italian, some, enough to have some conversation. But, I actually spoke a lot more Spanish than Italian while I lived there, because they are close enough that if the person didn't speak English, I could just speak Spanish at them and they knew what I was saying, and they could speak Italian to me and I could pretty much know what they were saying. And then actually a lot of people spoke, fairly okay Spanish too. So yeah, I spoke a lot of Spanish while I was in Italy, which is probably why my Italian isn't better, because I cheated. Anyway, digression. This yarn's great. It's got these little, it's mostly this beautiful kind of tan and cream. It looks like it's going to be maybe a self-striping yarn. That's my guess. It looks like it's going to be self-striping. But it's this beautiful kind of beigey tan, and then it has this gorgeous cream with the, I don't know if it shows up in this light, but it's got these little very, very pale, very subtle kind of rosy hues kind of through the cream. It's beautiful. And then of course it's got the pink and the red kind of striping through it. So Jedifra, and the colorway is rose. Colorway is 1450 rose. So color 101450, lot number 401, in case you're interested in that information. But I'm super excited about this. It's 80% virgin wool, superwash, 20% polyamide. And it says charming yarn and wool. It is charming. They're correct. They advertised it aptly. I'm very excited about this yarn. I can't wait to make some beautiful, soft, squishy socks out of this. This is going to be great. It feels sturdy too. And it was in their 40% off bin. Their sale bin had 40% off and 20% off. And I got a few things. Okay, we're never gonna make it through all of this if I just talk about it endlessly. So that's the first one that I got, was some sock yarn. Let's see, the second thing I got, so this is towards the top, so I'll just go ahead and show it to you. So I got roving. I've done a little bit of spinning. I have a drop spindle, and I've played around with it a bit. I really, really want a spinning wheel. I've been wanting a spinning wheel for a couple of years, actually. I've been wanting a spinning wheel since I was a child. I have always been fascinated with the idea of spinning yarn. I loved the part in Sleeping Beauty where she is spinning. I was like, I want to spin. I remember just looking at those pictures in my, fairy tale books as a kid, and like looking at all the different parts of the wheel. And whenever I'd go to Renaissance fairs, I would always like talk to the spinners. And anyway, I love the idea of spinning yarn. And so I have a drop spindle that my mother-in-law got me for Christmas a few years ago, and she got me a book on the history of spinning, and lovely, thoughtful gifts that I really love, and I've spent a bit of time with over the years. The drop spindle is not intuitive for me, so I pick it up and then I kind of get irritated, and then I put it back down, and I pick it up, and so if anybody has really good tutorial videos or tricks or tips on drop spindling, drop spindling, however one would say. If you got good tutorial videos or tips or tricks or anything, please feel free to comment below, and I would love to check that out, because I would really like to get better at spinning with the drop spindle. But I digress. Would really love to have a spinning wheel. There's actually another type of hand spinner that I really want to try out. I think it's Dutch, and the name of it escapes me. The name of it escapes me. Mina Phillip. I can't remember if her last name has an S or not. But she has the Knitting Expat podcast. She talks about this hand spindle in some of her earlier videos. So you could actually look, she's got it on her website too, like her blog. So you can go on the Knitting Expat website blog, and she has the spindle on there. I need to look it up and let you guys know what it's called. It's one I'm very interested in. I think I've requested it for Christmas this year, so we'll see if that happens. But it looks much easier and much more intuitive than the drop spindle. So I really want to try that out. But anyway, again, digression. So I got some roving. I'm going to show it to you. It's beautiful. This is the Malabrigo Nube Diana, and it's gorgeous. Look at these colors. Look at it. Look at it. This shop had a lot of roving in addition to a lot of yarn. They had multiple rooms. They had multiple knitting and classrooms. It was an exceptional yarn shop. I got two. I got two of these things. These are both the Malabrigo Diana, but look at the beautiful colors in each of them. I couldn't not get both because they are slightly different, like they do have slightly different coloring, but they coordinate so well because they're both the Diana colorway. And I just imagine, like, for hand spinning, how much fun would this be? Because, for hours, you're playing with your yarn. You're playing with your fiber, and you're making your yarn. And, like, I just imagine, like, as you're drafting, like, seeing the different colors kind of pass by, but also, like, prepping this, because you can prep this in so many different ways to spin it. So anyway, I couldn't not get this, honestly. It's gorgeous. Like, Oh, so beautiful. I'll show it to you again. So beautiful. I'm a huge Malabrigo fan. I dabble in watercolor. I would not say that I'm like an artist. I dabble in watercolor painting. I do love it though. And I'm learning. I'm kind of new to it, really. But it's always been a medium that I've been fascinated with and I love. And like I've bought a few watercolor pieces over the years because it does tend to be one of my favorite mediums. And Malabrigo just has this gorgeous kind of watercolor dye technique that they use, and I am just all about it. If I could wear blissfully soft watercolor yarn every day for the rest of my life, paint me pleased. Anyway, okay, so I cannot go in raptures about every single thing I show you, but I'm really pleased with every single thing I got. I was just so happy. So I got this roping. It's beautiful. It's so soft, of course. And I think it's just 100% merino wool. Yeah. Combed top, hand dyed, 100% merino wool. 5 yards, works out to be 113 grams. So this makes me very happy. I actually have just carried this around with me like a child with their stuffed animal multiple times since getting it, because how could I not? It's so pretty. All right, I'm done. Other things I got. So, okay, actually, I'm gonna reorder kind of what I'm showing you guys. I got a pattern while I was there. This pattern is actually available on Ravelry. So this is the Tegna, I think it's Tegna pattern by Caitlin Hunter, and it's really, really beautiful. So you see it's a pretty simple sort of stockinette, short sleeve shirt, but then she has this really beautiful lace at the bottom, which I am just a big fan of. They had a sample of this actually knit up in the shop using Manos del Uruguay yarn. So, and how do you Englishify it? Manos del Uruguay. I don't know how to say it in an English accent. Manos del Uruguay. I don't even know how do Americans say Uruguay? Uruguay? I don't know how Americans say it. I don't actually know, but this is the yarn. This is the yarn. It's in their Marina. I guess this is base. Yeah, I guess it's their Marina base. Superwash merino, as you can obviously see from the tag. You're reading it as I hold it up. They had it knit up in like a golden kind of color, like a goldenrod. They didn't have it in stock, otherwise I would have bought it because it's beautiful. But the pattern, or the sample that they had knit up of this in this yarn, so soft and supple and lovely, so I had to get that yarn. It's their lace weight, and this is the petrol colorway. So it's this gorgeous tealy blue, so gorgeous. And this is the sangre, a little morbid, but sangre colorway, so blood. Nice, little vampiric. 'Tis the season, because yesterday was Halloween, so vampiric is seasonally appropriate. But it's beautiful. It's kind of fades out to like a pinkish, sort of rosy pinkish hue in some areas, so I really loved this red. I'm not really usually a red person, but this is really gorgeous, and I think it's gonna work up beautifully in that lace detail. And the way that they had their sample done, oh gosh, bending over is hard sometimes. You see that she's got these short sleeves. In their sample, the lady had deleted the sleeves, so she just had this as a tank top, and it looked very, very good. So what I'm thinking that I might do is I might do the petrol colorway as a sleeveless top in this pattern. And then I might do the sangre in the one with the sleeves. And I think that that'll make a very lovely light wool, kind of loose. It was a pretty open knit because I think that she did it on, I think the pattern calls for fingering weight, but this is lace weight. So I think that she did it on like size 2 or 3 needles. But she did it with the lace weight. So it was a pretty open sort of fabric. And it was just beautiful. So I think it'll be very comfortable here in the southeast of the United States, where most of the year is pretty warm. Yeah, so I'm very excited. And this is beautifully soft and squishy. I've never gotten this brand before. So I've seen it on Amazon a few times, but I've just never gotten it. I didn't really know much about it, but it feels lovely. It feels really, really lovely. And then of course, since it is lace weight, there's a lot of yarn for this project. I think for the fingering, you would probably need 200 gram skeins, 100 gram skeins for that pattern, but you only need one for this because it is 874 yards in a skein. This is 100 grams. So yeah. I'm very excited about this. And I've never used lace weight before either. So this will be my first time using lace weight. And I'm very excited to try out a pattern using lace weight. Oh, and there's lace appropriate. There's a lace section. I'm using lace weight. Haha, it's like I planned it. So that is that. Let's see. One of the things I had on my list to get while I was in Wisconsin was some yarn for a hat. I'm wanting to make a slouchy hat. I don't really love fitted beanies on me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I feel like I have too much hair. And it's like my skull just gets like shunk and then my hair goes funk. And so I think that maybe I don't love that. I'm not real sure. But I do like slouchy beanies, and in my vlog from the trip, I think I've got footage of me wearing a slouchy beanie in there, and it's my favorite hat to wear. So I want to make one that's sort of similar-ish to that, but I wanted some neutral, but still fun, yarn in order to do that. So I found some Malabrigo that I really like, and it is the Malabrigo Mitcha base. So this is a single ply. I think it's DK. It might be worsted weight. Bulky. So this is the bulky weight, single ply, and it is the Olivia colorway. And look how beautiful this is. So it's this lovely, lovely neutral tan and cream with this gorgeous silvery blue. And I just think that that'll make a lovely, neutral, but still fun and interesting hat. And even little sections of it have like teeny tiny bits of copper. How beautiful is this? I just love this yarn. And of course it's Malabrigo, so it's soft as a cloud. Here's the other one, so you can see kind of the difference between the two skeins. One's also skeined up a little more tightly than the other. So yeah, just beauty. I don't know if I'm gonna need both of these for my hat, but I figured better to have too much than too little. Yeah, so I am very excited about this. I think this will make a great hat. And I think it'll look good on my head. Yeah, I think it's a good color for me. So yes, I am pleased. So I got something that was actually on my list. So other things that I got, we are not done. I found these bad boys. I got several. I've seen this company before and I've never got anything from them, but I am glad this shop had them. And they had many different types of yarn from this company, including, what's it called? Angora. They had some gorgeous Angora yarn that I really wanted, but it really couldn't justify after getting all of this other stuff. So next time I visit, I will probably get some Angora. But this is the Juniper Moon Farm company. Again, I've never gotten any of their stuff before, but I definitely got some this time. So you can see that is their little logo. This is the Neve yarn base, I think. Yeah, I think it's the yarn base, is the Neve. So this is pure Peruvian Pima cotton. And I got these 3 colors to make a lovely summer top with. So probably this spring I'll cast on with these and make a lovely summer, probably a flowy, open kind of top with these, or shirt. Oh wait, I grabbed the wrong, that's not that, it's this one. Forget what you saw, that wasn't the right middle color. It's these 3, that looks better. I was thinking the blue wasn't showing up. These 3. You got a sneak peek at a future skein that we will see shortly. So yeah, so I've got this kind of linen kind of color, and then this beautiful like grayish steely blue, and then this lovely, lovely cream, and they're Peruvian Pima cotton. It's beautifully soft. This is the softest cotton yarn I have ever felt. I'm a big fan. It's 100 grams, 222 yards. DK weight, I think this is a chain ply. So chain ply, I think this is DK weight. It calls for a US 6 to 7. So I think that would be about DK. I guess maybe like a heavy DK. To me, that's like a DK. Yeah, it's 100% algodón, 100% cotton. And so I think that I love these 3 colors together for a summer top. I don't know if I'm going to do a stripe or if I'm going to do some sort of color work type thing. It's a little bit more interesting than just stripes. I love stripes for summer though, so that might have to happen. But yeah, I love these colors together. I think they're beautiful. Behold, revel in their glory. Yeah, and it's so soft. I'm normally not a fan of cotton yarn, but since it's pretty warm where I live, it would behoove me to knit with more cotton yarn. So I'm glad that I finally found some that I really like that's lovely and soft. Alrighty, so what do we have next? Let's do this next. So I really love when people do color work using a like gradient or like a, I guess like a variegated sort of, no, it's like a variegated gradient sort of yarn. I'll just show you what I'm talking about. I got this, which is beautiful. It's Barocco, Mille Fiore. It's an Italian. I've never used Barocco, but Mille Fiore is Italian to my knowledge. Like, I don't think that it's not Italian. Made in Italy, it's Italian. So I think this is a pretty big yarn brand though. I'm familiar with the name Barocco, and they had a lot of Barocco in this yarn shop. A lot. They might have every single type of Barocco that is in existence. They had so many. It was in like 4 different rooms. It was a lot. One entire room was just Barocco. Anyway, I got this yarn and it's beautiful. It's this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous gradient. It's a rainbow all the way through. This Mille Fiore has Mille Fiore? Might be Mille Fiore. Again, my Italian's not great. Yeah, they had all sorts of different color gradient. Peek at it. Gorgeous. So pretty. This one is gladiolus. Charming. So color 6861 gladiolus, and it is 50% wool, 50% acrylic. They recommend a US 5 needle. This looks like fingering weight. Maybe a sport weight. Yeah, okay, sport, maybe really light DK weight. Maybe. But beautiful. And I don't know if it shows up on camera, but it has a very, very lovely sort of sheen to it. Almost like it has silk in it. It's just a beautiful yarn. So my plan for this little puppy is to do some color work with it. I don't know if I'll be able to maybe do a like a light DK, like a maybe sport weight or really light fingering, or sorry, light DK weight sweater. I would really love to. I might have to just do like a shawl or something, but I think I could do a sweater with maybe, you know, mostly gray, and have the color work be this, so that the color work is just this rainbow sort of color work that, you know, it just changes color throughout the whole piece. Yeah, I am just enthralled with, like, gosh, look at these colors. This is incredible. Oh my goodness gracious. Ah, such beauty to behold. So pretty. I couldn't not get it, obviously. So that's my plan for this guy. And they had so many of this. And it's lovely and soft and squishy. It's not as soft. It's actually not as soft as the cotton, which I'm kind of surprised about. But that's a really soft cotton yarn. But so it's not like it's not soft. It's just, that's just abnormally soft cotton yarn. Maybe it's the chain ply, or maybe it's because it's Pima cotton. I'm not really sure. Pima cotton's pretty soft in my experience. I used to work at a clothing store that had a Pima cotton line, and it was always very popular. It was our softest cotton stuff that we sold in the shop. So anyway, again, another digression. Since I sort of sneak peeked this earlier, I'll just go ahead and bring it out. So I wanted to get a locally dyed yarn or a locally made yarn. I just want to get a local yarn while I was there. It's something I'm trying to do is whenever I travel somewhere, I want to get some local yarn from their local yarn shop. And so what I got this time was this lovely little baby. So this is 4 Crows fibers, and they had so many beautiful things. It was very hard to choose while I was there because I just wanted most of them. I'm getting text messages, so there we go. I don't know if that's focusing, but this is their soft and fuzzy 72% kid mohair, 28% silk fingering weight yarn. It is 50 grams, and it is 459 yards. And it is very soft and fuzzy, as you can tell. This is the blueberry, I think it's blueberry pie. No, it's berries and cream. I'm just making stuff up. This is their berries and cream colorway. So this gorgeous deep violets with this beautiful indigo, and then these pops of rosy pink. I love this. It's so pretty. Ah, so pretty. So what I want to use this for is I was watching a podcast. It was the Wool Needles and Hands podcast on YouTube. I can't remember what her company's name is, but it's Wool Needles Hands podcast on YouTube, though she may have recently changed the name, but you can still find it if you search that term. She talks about, and she is a yarn dyer. She's an indie yarn dyer. She makes beautiful yarn that I haven't gotten any of yet, but I really want to. I really want to get a sweater quantity of actually several of her colors. But anyway, she recently did a sweater in mohair and like I think it was a DK, and the mohair I think was lace weight, and then of course the other yarn that she paired it, she held it double with, I think was DK. And what she did was she did a very, variegated kind of mohair with a, it was either semi-solid or tonal DK. And what ended up happening was there was just this very subtle sort of like gradient and color change throughout her sweater. She said a lot of the times it's recommended that you use like a variegated main heavier yarn and then solid color mohair, which she said, also is lovely. It kind of softens that variegation. But it was very cool to have that very subtle kind of color shift because of the variegation coming from the mohair. So I loved that idea. It looked beautiful on the sweater that she made. So I wanted to try it out for myself, probably with a cowl or a sort of shawlette. And I couldn't decide what to pair this with. So I originally thought gray, and I found this deliciously soft and squishy. Delicious. It's so soft and lovely. It is 75% baby alpaca, 25% polyamide. And this is baby alpaca in all its glory. It is so lovely. And it's the Juniper Moon Farm company. Yeah, just wonderful. This is color 2030, Silverstone, I think is the colorway. That looks like what it's trying to communicate on the tag. Let's see if I move my face, if it'll focus on that. I don't know if this camera focus is super great on words when I put words up, especially if they're small. But this is 100 grams, 461 yards. They say, super fine. So I think this was in their lace section, but it's, more like a light fingering weight. It's not exactly lace weight. Yeah, it's really more of like a fingering weight, I think. But this is just beautifully soft and squishy. And so I was thinking about pairing these two together so that I had a nice, lovely, soft gray that had indigo and violet and pink kind of popping out from it. So that was my thought. But then I visited the sale bin and I found this. So this is the Juniper Moon Farms Stargazer Brushed Extra Fine Baby Llama, which is not as soft as the alpaca, but no llama is ever going to be as soft as an alpaca. And this was 40% off in their sale bin. Delightful. This is their Phoebe. I think this is the Phoebe colorway. It's color 09. Yeah, this is just a beautiful, soft, fuzzy, very, very soft and fluffy kind of yarn. Yeah, and I've never knit with llama before, so obviously I had to get it. And I was like, but what if I did these together? And then I would have this, fluffy, because this is fluffier, because you can see this is, I think this is single ply and this is a 2-ply. So it's definitely fluffier and fuzzier. And I think that'd be kind of fun with a mohair. I don't know, I was really, really torn between these two. So I might pair these together. I don't know. I'd be curious to see what you guys think. If you want to leave your opinion in the comments below, feel free to let me know what you think. Should I pair the kind of bluish llama with my kid mohair, or should I pair my beautiful silver tone gray alpaca with it. I'm very torn because I feel like these colors, you know, would pop more on this. And I kind of like the idea of that contrast. But I feel like they'd blend very nicely on this. It's difficult. Another consideration I have is this is much bulkier kind of yarn. Like this is kind of a chunky yarn. And I don't know if maybe I'd probably have to hold this double with this, making it like triple to make this show up. Because this is 284 yards in 100 grams. And this is 459 yards in 150 grams. That doesn't really math out though to me being able to use, so I'd have to hold this single with it. So I just have to hold these double because I would run out of my mohair. Oh, I don't know. It's such a struggle. It's so beautiful. Like I really think that it would be beautiful with either. All three? No, that's too much. Okay, what do you guys think? Do we vote this or do we vote this? Because I'm real torn. I can't decide. All of it's beautiful and soft and lovely, and I can't figure it out. So, all right. We're almost done. We're almost done. We're almost done. This is obviously unskeinin itself. So this is more Malabrigo. I just loved all three of these colors, and I didn't want to walk out of the shop without them. So I decided, I'll just put them all together and make a cowl. Or honestly, I could probably make a shawl, like a shawlette with these, because this is 300 grams of like bulky chunky yarn. So this is single ply, as I'm struggling with this. Sorry, this is the quality content that you came for, is to watch me skein up some yarn in the most awkward and labor-intensive way possible. Good gracious. Get in there. All right, got it. So that's not the most perfect, beautiful skein, but we'll deal with it. So these are Malabrigo Mitcha. So same as the yarn I got from my hat. Bulky weight, 130 yards to 100 grams. Superwash merino wool. Look at these beauties. These are beautiful. I actually think that I probably would have it like this. I love these though. So this is the Peggy colorway. So beautiful purples and blues and a kind of grayish cream. It's like a grayish. Yeah, it's just, beautiful. I love that. And then this is the Zelda colorway. And I am a huge Legend of Zelda fan. When I say huge, I get real distracted very easily. So I'm not as great at playing like video games as I would maybe like to be, because I get distracted and I want to knit. Most of the time I'd rather be knitting than playing games. But I have beat Breath of the Wild, so that must count for something, right? Anyway, I love Legend of Zelda, and I've got a couple other Legend of Zelda games and some of the mangas and things too. So if you're a Zelda fan, woot woot. So this is the Zelda colorway. Again, a digression. This is what happens when I film at night instead of in the morning. Yeah, so beautiful like lavenders and kind of a rose and a coral kind of pink color. Just gorgeous. And then we have this beauty, Rosalinda, which is again pinks, purples, kind of that grayish undertone. Yeah, so these just looked like happy little watercolor yarns, and I couldn't leave without them. And I couldn't figure out which one I wanted. I wanted all of them. So I figure, well, I kind of like them all together. So I think I might do like a gradient kind of deal with these guys. Or I don't know how I'm going to use them yet exactly. But yeah, like, so it might be a gradient. It might just be playing, you know, with interspersing through them. I might do color work with them together. But I think this is going to be a lovely sort of cowl, or I don't know. There's a lot of yarn for a cowl. This would make a big cowl. So I could make a big, cozy, bulky cowl. Or I could make a shawlette. So I guess I'll look at patterns and see what appeals to me, but I love these colors together. I think they're beautiful. I think they're a little washed out with my overhead lights. This guy in particular, I don't think is showing up as like soft and beautiful as she, I guess it really is. But yeah, I loved these. They made me really, really happy. So that's almost all my yarn. I cast on some of my yarn that I got. So what happened was I had to, because I had cast on a pair of socks for some holiday knitting, because I'm knitting socks for family members for Christmas. Not all my family members, but the ones that would like socks for Christmas. So I cast on a pair of socks, and it became apparent about 1/4 of the way through the leg that I did not have the right size needles for that yarn. I was using 1.5s, and I really needed to be using US 2s. The fabric was just way too dense, and it didn't look right either. And I was making the wrong size. I think the sock would have ended up being way too big for her. So I had to pull it and wait to cast it on until I got home, because I didn't have any other DPNs with me. But fortunately, I got this yarn at the yarn shop, and this yarn does just fine with 1.5s. So what I got was my very first Regia yarn. I'm so happy about it. I've been wanting to try Regia for a while now, and I just haven't gotten any yet. And so I found this while I was at the Sows Ear and snapped it up. It was hidden behind other things. They didn't have it on display. It was actually in the very bottom. It was in the back of a room in a back shelf on the bottom back corner. So as far away from everybody as you could possibly be. And then it was behind the other yarn. So I think there was some Barocco on that shelf. And this was behind the Barocco. So that tells you how, it says a lot about me in this yarn shop, that I was back in this corner digging behind the display. I think I spent like 4 or 5 hours total in this yarn shop. I just had so much fun. I was in raptures. I actually, when I first went in, I had to not panic from joy. I feel things very strongly. I have very strong emotions. So I can sometimes get so happy that I get like dizzy, or I wonder if that has something to do with my blood sugar. I don't know. This could be a medical condition, and I'm just not aware of it. In any case, I have very strong emotions. So I went into the yarn shop. I got overly happy and excited and kind of got overwhelmed. I didn't like hyperventilate, but I got dizzy and felt like I couldn't really breathe. But I wasn't like full on hyperventilating. But it took about 30 minutes for me to calm down enough to make decisions about purchasing. And then I spent the next like hour and a half deciding what to purchase, while also talking to all of the staff and asking if I could film, and then filming, and then finding some yarn. And so I spent about 2 hours there, and I think a little over 2 hours, and had to go back later that week because I didn't get to look at all the yarn and purchase all the yarn I wanted to, because it was too much. Anyway, I found this Regia. It's my first Regia. and I'm very excited about it. So this is color 03883, and it's beautiful grays, blues, purples, and pinks. And I'm very excited about it. Yeah, Regia is supposed to be very like easy to wash, easy to wear, easy to knit with. It's self-patterning. So this is 100 grams, 459 yards. And I'm so excited about it. It's so much fun. I feel a little guilty that I cast on socks for me when I was supposed to be knitting socks for somebody else for the holidays, but here we are. So this is what the yarn looks like, skeined up. What do you call this? To me, this is like a skein ball, because it's not, I mean, it's not a cake, really. It's obviously not a ball, but it's a very usable skein. Like, I don't feel the need to like wind this up. I just knit from it like this. So what do you call this? Does anyone know? You can let me know in the comments. But so beautiful colors. Yeah, I love these colors. And I finished a sock. I knit this sock. I started it in the morning on Saturday, and then I finished it the next day. I knit to about here on Saturday because I was on a plane and in an airport. So I had, you know, like 5 or 6 hours. I think I knit on this for about 6 hours that day, and then I spent about 2 hours finishing it off. So this took about 8 hours to knit up, and this is how it knits up. So fairly short kind of sock. So I've got a 2x2 rib, vanilla body. I've got the heel flap and gusset. So I knit these top down, or cuff to toe. Yeah, I think these are super fun. To me, they look very wintry. So I'm very happy with these. My first Regia! So these will probably be in my next podcast episode, because I'll probably have a full pair of socks at that point. So these will be in my finished objects for that. But you get a sneak peek now. So lucky you. So yeah, I got these. I was really, really excited about these when I found them at the yarn shop. So that is all the yarn that I got at the Sows Ear. And that's the only yarn shop that I got to go to while I was in Madison. But I'll share a couple other things that I got while I was at the yarn shop too. I've been wanting a pair of snips, so I got a pair of snips while I was there. So they've got this great little cover on them that's, you know, attached so that you don't stab yourself. And they're these teeny tiny but very sharp and effective little scissors, but the little handles are still wide enough that you can, you know, very comfortably fit your thumb through, and, you know, 2 fingers if you've got, you know, I guess smaller fingers. I feel like I've got medium-sized fingers and I can fit like 2 in there. But I don't know, I could have smaller fingers. I don't know, I'm not a good, how does one judge finger size? Who knows? But yeah, I like the fact that it's got like, you know, good size, like little finger handles. What would you call that part of the scissors? I don't know what you'd call that part in any case. And then the stabby slicey bit is real small. So these are great to bring with you on a plane, or just to, you know, put into your project bag because they're very small and portable. And there's, yeah, these have had great like rave reviews from all kinds of people. I think these are the crazy sock ladies' favorite types of scissors to use. So Kay is the crazy sock lady on YouTube. She has a great channel. If you guys have never checked her out, consider checking her out, especially if you like to knit socks. I've been watching her podcast lately, and I'm delighted by her. She's so cute, and she has the cutest socks. Anyway, so these are great. I'm very excited. I've been wanting some of those. And then I got, these are so cute. You guys, I got yarn skein earrings. Look how cute these are. I don't think it's gonna focus on them. But look, they had all kinds of colors. They had solids, and they had tonal and gradients, and then they had these like highly variegated little guys, all sorts of different colors. And I just loved, how could I not get yarn skein earrings? How could I not? Especially since now I have a yarn podcast / YouTube channel / whatever this is. How could I not get them? They're so cute. Oh my gosh. And I love these colors. They kind of, I don't know, they're just happy colors. They're happy little rainbow yarn skeins. But they're more like almost jewel tone kind of rainbows. So they're not like super, super bright, which I love. I feel like that makes them a little bit more wearable for me with the kinds of like colors and outfits I tend to wear. And they also kind of remind me of just, you know, my time in Madison, because I went during the fall in October when there was a beautiful blue sky and then gorgeous tree colors everywhere. But then we've got like the gray from the city, and like there was still a lot of green. So it kind of also reminds me of my time in Madison, which was just a riot of color, and it was beautiful. I hiked at a state park where there's this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous lake. And of course there are the lakes in Wisconsin, the giant lakes that are right there. So there's so much blue from that too, and gray and green. So yeah, these just, you know, they make me think of my time in Madison, Wisconsin, and my time at my yarn shop, or the yarn shop. It's not my one. If it was my yarn shop. Oh God. Anyway, and my time with my best friend, which was really special and lovely. So I love these earrings so much. They're extra cute. And so those are all the things that I bought. And then they also threw in a couple things for me since I bought a lot of yarn, and I talked to them about my podcast, and they were just really sweet. And so they just threw in a couple extras. So they threw in these cute little sticky notes with their logo on them, the Sows Ear, and you can kind of see it's got stockinette stitch, like yarn pattern print on the background. Don't know how well you can tell. So these are handy little sticky notes. It's a great size. And they threw in this retractable measuring tape, which is so great. This is gonna be so good. I don't have any. I've got some on my Amazon list for Christmas, but the only measuring tapes I've been using for years are like, you know, these guys, which are just the fold like tapes. So this comes unwound all the time, and then I have like this, you know, this like tape, and then I have to, you know, wind it back up again, and it's a whole big ordeal. So I've been wanting some of these little retractable guys, and I'm really very grateful that they threw that in for me, because they did not have to. I think they were like $2 or $3, and she just threw it in, which was very sweet. I really appreciate that. And it's got their, you know, the Sows Ear little like logo on there, and their branding and things. So that's gonna stay in my project bags and live there. I might put it in my project bag for my sweater that I'm working on, or maybe my cardigan, because I really need to finish my cardigan. I've got one sleeve left to do. I'm so close, so close. So I really need, see, this is what happens, is so I need to get some retractable measuring tapes. Maybe I'll get some for Christmas. That'll be good. But yeah, or for my birthday. That'd be good too. Both are soon. That was what I got at the Sows Ear in Wisconsin. That took an hour to get through. I talk a lot. Maybe that's why I have a podcast. I also wanted to share this with you guys. It's not yarn related, but I know a lot of people like stationery. So it's part of my Madison shopping haul. I also got a ton of cheese, as you can probably imagine. How can you go to Wisconsin and not get a bunch of cheese? I guess unless you're lactose intolerant, or if you're a heathen and you don't like cheese. No offense to anybody who doesn't like cheese. I don't actually think you're a heathen. but I don't understand you because cheese is amazing. Seriously, no judgment if you don't like cheese. You're allowed to not like cheese. But I love cheese. So, yeah, it was really great that my my checked bag was like right under the weight limit. And what made it right on the edge was it was full of yarn and cheese, which I think is the only way to return from Wisconsin after a visit. Anyway, I also went to a stationery shop called Paper Source. I think they're a chain. So you might have a Paper Source where you live, or maybe you've shopped online with them before. But I'd never been to Paper Source before. So I was very delighted to go in. I love stationery and all things pretty. So I got some Thanksgiving cards while I was there, which I love. I think I originally was just getting one of them for my grandmother for her Thanksgiving card this year. Because I try to remember to send her cards at holidays and things. I'm not always the best, but I try to be good about it. Because I like to write her notes and update her on what life, and I figure who doesn't like have pretty cards, and she's my grandmother, and so I like to send her cards and things. I should probably be better about it. But anyway, so yeah, beautiful little like watercolor pumpkin with floral. And so I originally was just gonna get her one, but then I was thinking, these are really pretty. I kind of want one too. And then I was thinking, well, you know, they're each $5. So I could spend $10 and get 2, or I could spend $18 and get 10 and spread the love and beauty. So I got a 10-pack. Gave one to my friend because she really loved it and she wanted one. So I was like, you've been hosting me for a week, so you get a card and you get a card and everybody gets a card. I'm going to frame one of these and use it as a Thanksgiving decoration. I do that sometimes. I will frame really beautiful cards that I get, especially if they're like a holiday one, and just use it as decoration during the holidays. So I also have a very, very, very cute Halloween one that I did not bring with me that I should. But it's got a little hedgehog peeking out of a pumpkin and it says boo. It's so cute. But yeah, so Paper Source. They've got really cute stuff. They have paper crafts as well. So if you like making paper wreaths or other paper craft, they have a lot of like kits for different paper crafts. They have lots of decor, lots of like gift wrap, stationery things like rubber stamps, you know, wax, lots of stuff. Then they've got other like little gifty type things too, and puzzles and things, but they're primarily like they're called Paper Source. They mostly paper goods. So a lot of that's stationery, but it could be other stuff too. Anyway, a delightful place. The Sows Ear, the yarn shop, also has an online shop, I am told. I haven't checked it out yet, but I will. So if you want to shop online, you totally can. And I think that they do fun discounts and things. Because I got a bag from them, I get 10% off of my purchases. I think it's purchases over $25. I get 10% off because I have a bag. So when I go to their shop, I just, you know, show them my bag and I get my discount. And then I think I can get it online as well. I'm not sure. But something to keep in mind if you are wanting to shop from them. So this has gone on quite long enough. It's been over an hour. And I think that I am also including at the end of this a clip that I filmed while I was in Madison that has all of my yarn and all of this haul kind of laid out on the quilt that I was sleeping on the whole time. So you get to see where I was sleeping. But yeah, so I'm going to insert that at the end of this video so you can see my whole haul in all of its glory. And yeah, this is kind of a long haul video. So thanks for sticking around with me until now, if you have. I was very happy and excited to share all of this with you guys. I had so much fun at the yarn shop, and I've had so much fun for the past hour getting to talk about it all with you. I hope to hang out with you guys again in my next video. It'll be a travel vlog from my Wisconsin trip. And then I've also got my podcast episodes, and I'll have a lot more vlogs and things in the future to share with you guys as well. So, all right, thanks for hanging out with me. I will end this here. Well, actually, first you'll have the clip of my yarn haul if you want to see that. But the talking part is over. Well, I think I've talked in that part too. It doesn't matter. This part is over. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I hope that you guys have a good rest of your week, and happy knitting, crocheting, or whatever it is that you love to do. Bye. Here is my yarn haul from my Wisconsin trip. So happy. I had a very successful yarn haul. This is the local yarn that I got. How awesome is that? And on the quilt I slept on all week.